Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday from a frigid Eastern Tennessee. How frigid? It's 2 degrees here this morning. It's colder here than it is in northern Indiana, southern Michigan. Yeah, okay. And I'm down south. Figure this one out. It's 2. My HVAC system can't keep up with it. We turned off the backup heater yesterday, and the house, that even with the heat on, the thermostat was set at 66, and we went from 71 with the propane heater on. Suddenly it was 64 during the live stream. In an hour, we dropped 7 degrees in the house. So yeah, make sure you've got additional sources of heat for these cold spells. I want to start this morning out with a piece of good news for all of us. I know, God, there's actually good news in this world. Yeah, there is. Okay. It hinges on Trump's landslide victory in Iowa on Monday night. Now, pretty much all of us know that one of the major threats to the world at this point is the World Economic Forum. Okay, these globalist fruitcakes who, for some goofy reason, think that everybody wants to bow down and kiss their feet. Okay, nah, not happening. Well, there was an interview done with Yuval Noah Harari, who is the senior advisor to the World Economic Forum. And they asked him what would happen if Trump was reelected. Okay. His quote, mind you, this is the senior advisor to the World Economic Forum. Quote, about Trump winning. It's very likely. And if it happens, it's likely to be the death blow to what remains of the global order. If that right there isn't enough to change a lot of people's votes to Donald Trump, I don't know what else can be said. Killing globalism should be the number one priority of every single person in the world. Okay? We need to get rid of Biden's America Last policies and go back to Trump's America First. And I don't care if the rest of the world doesn't like the fact that America is going to put America first. Okay? I don't care what Indonesia says. I don't care what Sudan says. I don't care what Colombia says. Tough. Figure it out yourself. Okay? You know, I talked about it the other day. You have German politicians all of a sudden wanting to adopt a Germany first policy. Good. The Germans should want Germany first. The Americans should want America first. The Sudanese should want Sudan first. That's the way it works. Okay? It comes down to a point of this. If you aren't going to take care of your own, the hell are you doing trying to take care of somebody else, right? In other words, what the hell is Biden doing, okay? If you aren't responsible enough to take care of your own family, how the hell is it possible for you to be responsible to take care of somebody else? I mean, put this on a small scale. Let's say it's you and your neighbor. The first priority you have is feeding your spouse and your kids. Your first priority isn't feeding your neighbor and your neighbor's kids and let your own kids starve. This isn't some epiphany here that anybody doesn't understand that, okay? But then it comes down to the next part. If you aren't responsible enough to be able to take care of your own family, your own house, maybe you shouldn't have one, right? Okay. Now put this on a country level. If you aren't responsible enough to feed your own people, if you aren't responsible enough to protect your own people, maybe you shouldn't be the one in charge. Okay? Listening, Joe? This is the point. You gotta take care of number one before you can take care of number two. No, I'm not meaning that in a bodily fluid way. Okay. It's just kind of interesting. You get into a responsibility thing. And, the one thing that liberals have none of is responsibility. Remember, it's always somebody else's fault in a liberal mind. I don't have any money. It's big company's fault. You've been looking for a job? No, I don't get out of bed till noon. Oh, but it's the big company's fault that you don't have any money. Got it. Okay. This is the point. I want to give you this, getting into the responsibility side, all right? And Big Brother determining what you can do. Let me ask you, if you wanted to leave your house right now at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to Walmart, there's a lot of Walmarts that are open 24 hours. You could go, right? And there'd be no problem. Big deal. I'm going to Walmart and that's it. I want to go to my buddy's house and have a poker game tonight. And I'm going to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? You can do that. Not a big deal. I mean, hell, in a lot of places in the country, bars close at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. Okay. So people are out after dark. Unless you're in New York, if Eric Adams gets his way. And again, we're talking about liberal utopia here, that shining city on a hill, New York City, that everybody wants to be like, right? New York has this little problem with illegals. Surprised, huh? Okay. They're spending $5 million a day to house and feed and put pocket money and everything medical for illegals. Well, they're having a problem in New York. The illegals are now not working, okay? They're panhandling, but not like the normal sit on the street corner with a tin cup. They're walking and knocking door to door at all times of day and night to people's houses asking for food. Now imagine this. Imagine you are in bed at night, like most people go to bed 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. Get up in the morning so you can go to work. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's a knock on your door. It might startle you, right? Most of the rest of us would probably, if we got up to go check out what's going on, we'd have some protection device with us. Of course, in New York, you can't own a gun, so maybe you have a baseball bat because, Hollywood will tell you that's a great idea. Well, Eric Adams has now decided that they're going to look into putting a curfew on illegals. And from 11 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning, they're not allowed on the street. And people will go, it's not a bad idea. When have you ever known the Democrats not to start here, give them an inch and they take a mile? How long is it till, you know what? With everything going on in the Middle East, from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we don't want Jews on the street. You know what? Because of crime, we don't want blacks on the street. You know what? That's discriminatory. Effective immediately from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock, nobody's allowed on the street. See how that could escalate real quick? Okay. Taking away your freedoms. This is what they're doing. This is what they're trying to do to everybody. Take a little bit, make a little bit more, make a little bit more, till inevitably you're not allowed to do anything. Now, the funny part is, and you hear me say this all the time, think past the tip of their nose, how are they going to enforce this? $5 million a day to pay for the illegals, right? And what did Eric Adams have to do? He had to divert money from all sorts of other services. One of them being the police force. Okay. New York had to drastically cut back on the amount of cops. So let's say you have 6 or 8 illegals walking up and down the street, knocking on doors at midnight. Okay. Scaring the crap out of people. Who's going to stop them? I mean, you've all seen the jokes, call 911 in New York. Hello, 911, please hold. It's a freaking emergency. I'm not calling order a pizza. What happens when this starts spreading? And you can be certain it will, because the Democrats will push this, the globalists will push this, that, people can't be trusted to be outside. People can't be trusted to go more than a couple of miles from their house. They need our guidance. They need to only go where we tell them, when we tell them. Do you see this? This is exactly everything we've talked about. Is they take little pieces of your freedoms away. Sorry, I'll go wherever the hell I damn well please, at whatever time of day or night I damn well please. I will respect the other people and not go knock on their door at midnight. And oh, by the way, because I'm not on the government dole, I don't need to go knock on your door to ask for food. But then again, I'm in a country where I'm a citizen. I can get a job. Maybe a better idea would be send all these people home like we should have done in the first place and said, sorry, no room in the inn. GTFO, you're not welcome here. There's nothing wrong with immigration. The liberals will spin this all the time. You hear every one of the CNN, MSNBC, The View, all the talking heads. The Republicans are anti-immigration. No, we're not. We're anti-illegal immigration. And that's what they can't get through their thick head, okay? There's no problem with coming here legally. But why should anybody support the person who the first act they commit on U.S. soil is a crime and go, oh, that's okay? What are we telling them? The laws don't matter. You have people all over the world waiting in line, waiting their turn, waiting for their visa, whatever, to come to the United States. Why should all these people be able to jump the line and the first act they commit is a crime? We don't need more homeless in this country. We don't need more panhandlers in this country. We got plenty of our own that the government can't take care of, okay? That social services, be it countrywide, statewide, citywide, churchwide, whatever, any sort of private or public organization can't keep up with the homelessness because of the idiotic policies that we're living under right now. Why in the world are we importing more? Right? Oh, but we're not having enough kids. We need more people. I told you the whole deal is this is illegals and giving them work permits is just a way they keep the Ponzi scheme going. That's all it is. Okay. But we need to watch this, pay attention to this, and basically what we need to do is completely eradicate liberalism. I mean, it's got to, globalism has to go, liberalism has to go. There's no question. It doesn't work. Get rid of all these idiotic DEI programs and, quotas and all this. We need to go back to the simple things. You know what you teach kids in school? Reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? 3 R's. Remember that one? Okay. Not gee, you know, Johnny can decide whether he wants to stand or sit down to pee. No, that's not an education. That's an indoctrination. Because, guys, as you keep watching all this, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep destroying globalism. Because if we want to keep what we got to fight for it. Pinball out.